How's it going, everyone? Jiivita here with a video over the tax epic as well as the defeat insurance epic. And yeah, this was a request by Jennabean, and she says that she'd love to know more about the tax epic, and I had a request quite some time ago about the defeat epic. So figured I'd throw these two things together. And jumping over to the skill tree, the two skills I'm talking about, if you scroll down to Epic 2, you'll find the tax epic right here. This reduces all taxes by 25%, which sounds pretty cool until you realize exactly what it's doing. The defeat insurance epic is right over here, defeat penalty epic, which reduces the defeat penalty by up to 50%, which sounds pretty good as well. But let's take a look at this tax epic first. So it does cost 5 skill points for both of these epics, and the interesting thing about the tax epic is that it actually goes off of the owner of the beacon, not the character that's actually like setting the prices on the shop stands. So if we come over here and take a look at this verdant grass, for one thing, you are not charged any tax whatsoever as long as you're under the tax rate, so to speak. So you don't get charged like decimal points of a coin or anything like that. So as you can see, as long as I keep the price basically under 10 coins, you'll see that I always get 10 coins, and with the tax epic I might be able to go a little bit higher than that. Let's see here, 12. Okay, there we go. So at 14 coins you can finally see that I'm only going to be making 13 coins, because that's when the tax starts to kick in at that 7.5%. So as you can see, it's reducing the taxes by 25%. So it's 25% of that 10%. So after the skill, you're getting a tax rate of 7.5%. So it's not truly like, oh, I'm shaving 25% off of the tax rate. Well, I mean, you kind of are, but it's not exactly maybe the way you would like it to work. But if you can see, if we set this price to something really high, like 1,000, you can see that we're only going to get 925 coins out of each sale, even though the customer is being charged 1,000 coins. So that's something that's really good to note, is that you're setting what the customer pays, and then down below is what's actually going to be your takings, or how much it's going to cost you if you're setting up a request basket. So come over here, and it's going to be the same sort of thing. You're setting what the customer pays, and then it's going to tell you how much per item it's going to cost you. So as you can see here, the customer's only going to be paying 1,000 coins, whereas each item's going to cost me 1,075 coins because of that 7.5% tax. Now let's come over here, and as you can see, the person that is actually buying or selling through the baskets is the one that's essentially paying for the tax. So in other words, you can go to another person's shop, and whether or not you have the tax epic, it really makes no difference to you, other than somebody that does have the tax epic might charge a slightly lower price just because they're saving a little bit of coins. So we can see here, this teaching pie is 1,200 coins, and this Oort stone is being bought at 180 coins. If we come over here and essentially unlearn the tax epic by switching skill sets, see, this one does not have the tax epic. Make this my primary spec. Now when you look at this, it's still 180 coins, still 1,200 coins. So this isn't going to save you money if you're buying from other people or selling to them. This is only going to benefit you if you're running your own shop and have these things set up. And as I said before, this goes off of the owner of the beacon, which is actually a different character than I'm on right now. So if we come back over here, set this price, it does say that we're being charged 10% tax. However, if we confirm this, see, it shows we're going to be making only 900 coins, but if we confirm this, you can see that it's correctly charging us the 925 coins because the owner of this beacon has the tax epic. So you don't have to worry about using the character that has the skill to set all the prices for your shop stands. Okay, so that's the tax epic in a nutshell. Pretty straightforward. Just have it on the character that actually owns the beacon that your shop is residing in, and then you really don't have to worry about much of anything beyond that. Okay, so moving on to the defeat insurance epic. This is going to cut the defeat penalty essentially in half. If you're unfamiliar with what the defeat penalty actually does, basically each time you die, you're going to take a debit of 10% of this number. This is how much experience is required to get to the next level. How much experience you actually have towards that level doesn't matter at all. It just takes the maximum amount of experience needed, takes 10% of that, which would be 20,000, and then gives you an EXP debit. The cool thing about this is that it never takes you backwards. You're always moving forward, so as you gain experience, half of it will go towards paying off the debit, then half of it goes towards leveling you up as normal. So that way, even if you die 10 times in a row, you will only have 10% of this number to basically pay off. And if you have the defeat insurance epic, that'll be cut in half, so it should be only 10,000 experience. And there's even a guild buff, this defeat insurance guild buff right here, which reduces it by yet another 50%. I'm actually not sure how these two things interact, so this defeat insurance should drop it down to 10,000. Then the skill will either, it could add up to 100% reduction, or it could just simply reduce it by another 50% down to like 5,000 for a level 50. So I guess we'll find out here in a little bit, but I'll go ahead and kill myself just to show how the guild buff works, and it should give us a little notification of like, oh, you now have a penalty to pay off. And if you're wondering how I'm going to kill myself, this shovel has the bouncy feet quirk on it, which unfortunately doesn't play very nicely with impact damage, so this is probably, yeah. So you have been defeated. There we go. So yeah, 10,000 experience, so 50% EXP penalty for the next 10,000 EXP earned. So that means half of it's going to go towards paying off the debt, the other half is going to level you up as normal. Okay, so as you see down below, we now have a defeat penalty. The nice thing about this system that I've pretty much already mentioned is that if you die again, it only refreshes this. It doesn't like add up or anything, so if you've already died, you really don't have to worry about subsequent deaths until you gain a fair bit of experience and pay off part of this debit. So in other words, if you're doing something particularly dangerous and you might die several times in a row, as long as you're not gaining a whole lot of experience while you're doing it, you're really not losing much of anything. But let's go ahead and take the skill and figure out how that interacts with the guild buff. Okay, so now I have the defeat penalty epic along with the guild buff, so let's figure out how these interact, if they do at all. There we go, we've been defeated. And so this potentially could actually... Oh, for the next one experience earned? Wow. Okay. So that is interesting. I wonder why it does one experience. I mean, I should just like break this log. Yep. And there goes the defeat penalty. So that is pretty impressive. So essentially, it completely removes the death penalty. Let's go ahead, see if I can kill myself again. Oh, let's there we go. Because I did have a defeat insurance, because I did have a defeat penalty. Okay, so yeah, just each time it gives you a 1 experience defeat penalty. That's pretty interesting. Okay, well, I guess that covers this video pretty nicely. So the tax epic, you only need it on the character that actually owns the shop or the beacon that the shop resides in, and the defeat penalty will reduce the defeat penalty by 50%. If you have the 50% reduction from the guild buff as well, it essentially removes the death penalty altogether. I mean, it's technically still there, but it's only like a 1 experience debit, literally, so might as well be completely removed from the game. If you have those 2 buffs. So pretty interesting. Anyway, this was Jiivita. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more like this. And if there's anything you didn't like, please let me know down below. Also, if you like my channel and want to get cool perks, check out my Patreon page. Until next time, peace.